Sonic Racing Crossworlds is now less than 2 months away from release, and with all the recent news and announcements we have received in the past few months, it's hard to not see criticism about the current state of the game before release. Seriously, just one look at the infamous black and white app and you will see complaints talking about a plethora of reasons to dislike or flat out hate the game, from the guest characters, promotional gameplay, animations online, the divisive choice of music, and of course, the pricing. If you ask me, this all just circles straight back into the overall marketing of the game since its announcement in December of 2024. And if you ask anyone, you are going to get varied answers depending on whether they like the marketing or dislike the marketing. Me personally, I'm on the side that actually likes the marketing, but I just find it very strange. Why do I find it strange? Allow me to explain. But first, let's rewind back to June 2025, the month of Summer Games Fest, where most things I'm going to talk about stem from. Sega deciding to be more open about the game with press interviews, and where all hell broke loose on one specific platform. To kick things off, during the Summer Games Fest, we were introduced to the reveal of 3 guest characters joining the Sonic Racing Crossworlds roster, those being hatsunemiku, Joker from Persona 5, and Ichiban from Yakuza Like a Dragon. When I first saw this at the Summer Games Fest event, this was honestly quite a pleasant surprise, because earlier we were teased that old Sega IPs were going to make a return based on a video promoting the racing game timeline. But we still haven't gotten any new information on that, so it looks like we're gonna just have to wait until the game releases. Any new potential news drops this month or the next, who knows. But knowing already that characters like Hatsunemiku, Joker, and Ichiban are now in the game, it made me wonder how they were going to interact with the characters and whether or not they were even going to have the rival matches that we were shown a while back. Honestly, I would love to see Sonic and Miku having just like a friendly banter, seeing as the canon is that they're siblings apparently. Don't quote me on that. Unfortunately, those hopes and dreams were completely shattered after an interview with Takashi Iizuka. During the interview, he was asked if collabs or guest characters were going to be able to speak and interact with other characters, especially in the highly anticipated rival matches. Iizuka responded with, "There are no dialogue regarding the collaboration characters. This is due to the balance between the IP and audio interactions only occurring among the 24 Sonic characters." After this was revealed, this brought me, and I know a bunch of other Sonic fans who were excited for this game, to really question certain decisions that this game has been taking. Heck, let's look back at the end of June with the Kids' Choice Awards and the surprise SpongeBob announcement. If you watch the SpongeBob trailer that was shown during the Kids' Choice Awards, you can clearly see that SpongeBob and Patrick are not voiced at all, and it's just Bubbles. Bubbles. And you expect us to pay $20 for that? Anyway, I'll talk more about pricing at the end, but for now, this is just the start of the disappointment that was going to spawn from press coverage and other media. For now, let's get into the next main concern I've been seeing circling around this game, which is of course, the social media marketing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's wrong to promote your games and media to the masses, but if you know that you made better in the past and you compare what you made now to what you made before, you better hope that it's better than your past work. Otherwise, people are going to give mixed/harsh criticism of what your latest product is. As I'm recording this, I'm now seeing people on X literally just comparing Sonic 06 to Sonic Frontiers, saying which one is better. And personally, I don't want to get into any of that, so I'll just keep my mouth shut on that discussion. Ever since the Summer Games Fest trailer, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but Sega has been doing a lot of drip marketing for Crossworlds on their respective socials. Whether it's just simple gameplay clips, mechanic demonstrations, character lore drops with the whole crosstalk, you know, stuff to keep the players hyped for the game. Unlike some other Sonic game that hasn't released globally, but I'm not going to name any names. However, the one drip marketing tactic that they keep doing that has majority of fans dogpiling this game is the comparison shorts. Whether it's footage from Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Riders, Sonic Adventure 2, heck, even Sonic Heroes if you will, somebody is going to be dogpiling the comparison video or saying that this game looks better than this game. I just recently saw that they posted a Sonic Heroes comparison. I think they were comparing, it was either Rail Canyon or Casino Park to what it looks like in Crossworlds, and I just saw people saying Heroes is the better game. Like, okay, you didn't have to put that on blast, but cool, you have an opinion, that's awesome. And I find it funny because I remember talking about that one dude who compared the Sonic Riders Jet gameplay to how Jet looks like in Crossworlds with his new voice and the slower Extreme Gear gameplay. I guess you could say that Sega got inspired. They have been doing this comparison shorts thing for like the past few weeks, and low-key, I'm tired of seeing it because every time they post a comparison shot, everyone's just gonna compare the older game and just say it's better than CrossWorlds. And to a degree, to some games, I kinda have to agree, especially if you're comparing an older game that has a similar format to what you're aiming for now to the current format, and we're seeing that it's a little janky or just not the same as before. Yeah, of course people are gonna, they're gonna flank to what they are used to. Maybe it's just because of the in-game settings or an older build, #copium. sonicracingcrossworlds overall looks worse than its predecessors it is taking levels from. For example, I look at Radical Highway from Sonic Adventure 2, it looks vibrant, colorful, fast, energetic. I look at Radical Speedway and CrossWorlds and it's just like too much bloom, slow gameplay, and excessive character clips. Like generally every time they do this comparison thing, it's like CrossWorlds always loses when it comes to what has the most sauce. And personally, though this doesn't really bother me since it's been like this for a while, it doesn't seem to be leaving anytime soon, and I'm still gonna have fun with CrossWorlds and enjoy going through all these old stages again anyway. Let's be honest, if you're playing this game with your friends and they are encouraging multiplayer, of course I'm not gonna be noticing all these little nitpicks as long as I'm having fun with my friends. All I know is that when I race my friends online, I won't be caring about this at all. Like, truly be honest with yourself. Nevertheless, there's one more factor that I've been seeing tossed around during this CrossWorlds news cycle, aside from the pricing, and that of course is the music. Oh boy, this is gonna be quite the talk. I've been noticing this with the release of tracks from games such as Sonic Forces with their abuse of synthy leaves, to now Sonic Frontiers where all of cyberspace was just a bunch of EDM subgenres. At the time of writing, we have about 3 official tracks from CrossWorlds uploaded on the Sonic channel. The rest were either leaked from the closed beta earlier in the year or recorded via public showcase events. For the sake of my sanity, I'm only just gonna talk about the ones that were officially released, because as a massive music head, we will be here all day if I don't. Let's start off with Cross the Worlds, the main game's vocal theme. A corny yet charming representation of what this game is all about. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be stealing anyone's soul, but I will be Shadow going so fast, traveling through the future and past. I'll see myself out. Listen, I don't care what anyone says, but I personally love this song.
You need to leave!
Okay. Jeez, tough crap. Like I said before, yes, it is very corny, and half of the lyrics feel like a 4Kids opening, but that didn't stop me from bumping this song for days, close to weeks. Even when it was just a mere leak from Summer Games Fest, I was bumping this crap with the crusty, dusty double audio. What can I say? The instrumental is full of energy. It's made by the dude who made that one-speed jungle song from Superstars that I remixed a while ago. And it's overall something that I feel like anyone could just vibe to if you just shut your brain off. Also, the music video is just hilarious because literally everyone is dying in that freaking music video, bro. It's so funny. The main reason I feel like people are disliking this song is mainly because of the lyrics and also the singer, James Bourne of the band Busted, and the odd selection of lyrics. Everyone seems to love the instrumental though, which I honestly can't deny, but I don't understand why I see people straight up insulting the main singer when all bro did was just sing what he was paid to do. Like, come on people, you are better than that. At the end of the day, hate or love the song all you want, but don't go after the people that made it. And if you are, you should at least be respectable at the end of the day and just say what you have to say, but don't just flat out insult them. Otherwise, shame on you. Which sounds nothing like the original material, I might add. Sounds more like a more futuristic version to match the aesthetic of CrossWorlds, if you ask me. So I've been getting into like 2 gacha games recently, my main one being Zenless Zone Zero, and anytime I'm just up there grinding or just doing other medial tasks in my life, I just put this song on and it just gives me like a ton of energy and drive to just do anything. Like just a few days ago, I was helping my dad and we were just moving stuff from one office to another, and I just had this song on loop. I just felt like I couldn't stop. I just kept going and going and going, bro. It just gave me that energy. Every single time that drop hits, it just sounds so amazing. Can't help but loop the song, put it in the next rotation. Yeah, I don't have much to say aside from this track slaps. Now, let's go to the next song. I'm not gonna lie, I listened to Dump Apache like 3 times, and I just can't really find anything that interests me enough like the other 2 tracks. Like, don't get me wrong, the song is pretty chill, it's fine, but the loop feels weak, the tension and release just feels super lackluster, and I honestly just wish there was a lot more than what was given, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea. But with that out of the way, now it's time for the moment that you've all been waiting for. Not really. The most controversial thing about CrossWorlds currently, in my opinion, and that is the pricing. Now, something that I've been seeing a lot of people use to straight up attack Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is its pricing. And yes, I was one of those people, and I tried to capitalize that on the last video. My apologies, chat. I had to do some reflection. So to clarify, Sonic Racing CrossWorlds at its base price is $70 on every device. And the digital deluxe version with the season pass is a whopping $90 on everything, except for Switch 1, of course, because Switch 1 gets a $10 decrease on both the base version and the digital deluxe version. My guess is either because of the limited hardware or just to capitalize that we're getting a Switch 2 upgrade pack if you get the Switch 1 version. And if you ask me, that is a straight W. And since we are in the age where video games are now going up in prices due to market conditions or how much value the developers think their game is, it was certain for Sega to not follow this bandwagon, right? Absolutely not, my friend. But in hindsight, they didn't have to. Why are we spending electric bill money when titles like the recent Clear Obscure Expedition 77 and the recent Souls-like inspired game Wu Chang Fallen Feathers are both priced at $50 for base game, and they are both making straight bank? And let's not forget what they did with sonicxshadowgenerations for the Switch 2. Yeah, you better make it a upgrade pack from Switch 1 to Switch 2, because there ain't no way I'm about to rebuy an entire game after I bought it once. So with the season pass, that's basically the equivalent of the Fighters Pass that's gonna have the Nickelodeon characters in it. Since it's 20 bucks, why didn't they just make Sonic Racing CrossWorlds $50? The digital deluxe can stay at 20, and then they could just charge you 70 for the digital deluxe. It worked with Persona 5 Royal, so why couldn't we do that here? Like telling me to pay $90 to play a game early, get SpongeBob and Patrick at launch with no voices, and you're telling me you're gonna bring the Werehog back, but he's not gonna even speak? Like, what the? Alright, listen here, Sega. I know there's only 1.5 months before this game comes out, but if you spend so much money to get in-house Sega characters and Nickelodeon characters in your $70 game at base, I would have preferred to have voices. I would have appreciated that the other characters are able to interact with the guest characters and interact with them within their world. Nickelodeon characters with voice act. You're gonna tell me we're gonna be driving around Bikini Bottom, but Sonic and Co are not gonna talk about Bikini Bottom? Guest IP in general just interacting with the main cast. Main cast talking about guest terrain and environments around them like in past games. Listen, I just want something that'll be worth my money. Seeing things like SpongeBob speaking in bubbles, Werehog being mute, and Joker not even being able to say Arsene as like a move, it's just a shame. And hopefully that could be changed in the future. Maybe like a patch like other Nickelodeon games, but right now, this is just really saddening. Well, that was a long yap session. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to why I believe that the marketing for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds has been very strange ever since Summer Games Fest rolled out and gave us a whole lot more information. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with my rambling thoughts and what you are most anticipating for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Now, since I'm on my way to college soon, I don't really have any idea how videos are going to be handled from now on, but I will figure out a way to update when I can, and I will try to get a video out whenever I have the time possible. If you like what you saw, hit that like button as it really helps, and I will see you all in the next video. Stay safe, and as always,